Hello, this is VideoFort John bringing you a new After Effects tutorial. A lot of people have been asking lately, how do I fix unsteady footage? Well, I am going to show you two different methods today on how to correct your unsteady footage, and hopefully we will all be very, very good friends at the end. Alright, let's go ahead and import our footage. I've got some great footage from my yacht in Miami. I was out having some drinks one night and shooting the Miami skyline, but apparently I had too many drinks and I could not hold my camera. So we know this is unsteady footage as we look at this bridge, and as it passes through the edge, we get a lot of up and down movement, and there's kind of that rotational movement as well. The reason why we want to check this out is because after we've corrected this problem, we're going to be looking at the edge again to make sure that we don't have that same movement going on. And that's how we're going to be able to really tell if our footage has truly been stabilized. So let's go ahead and get into it and bring our footage into a new composition. And that's going to bring up a new comp window. From there, we're going to go up to animation and select track motion. That'll bring us into a layer window, and it'll give us a track point at the center of the screen. Now, we're going to go down to our tracker pane down here and make sure to select rotation, and that's going to bring up a second tracking point. And we're also going to change track type to stabilize. Very nifty stuff. From there, we're going to zoom in on the shot and find 2 points that are high contrast points. I'm going to choose this red M up here because it is a very, very high contrast color. It's very bright and everything is kind of dark and black, and it sticks out. So that's why I chose it. The second point I'm going to choose on this building that's just across the street on this white point. This is a pretty good point because it's bright as well. It's got a lot of contrast, which is what we're looking for, and it's just what we need. I also set the bounding boxes a little bit larger. That's going to tell the computer to read more of this area. So let's go ahead and zoom back out so we can see the whole shot. So you can see these track points are kind of set up across from each other. I like doing that because it's going to give us more of the motion in the shot. You don't want to choose one on the same building or right next to it because you might not get a very good track then. It still works, but just, I don't know, I'd space it out a little bit and find high contrast points. From there, we're going to choose Analyze Forward. Make sure you're at the beginning of your shot, though. Alright, and once it's finished analyzing, you notice that it gives you a bunch of dots on the screen. These are your tracking points that the tracking points have made. Then you're going to choose Apply underneath your tracking pane, and you're going to apply the dimensions to the X and Y axes. Now, you notice once you apply it, it repositions your shot, and you get a black space over here. Now, it does that because it wants to keep everything center. That's how it stabilizes the shot. So it pretty much took those 2 points and kind of centered them and makes it so that they're going to not move at all throughout the shot. So how do we make it so that you don't have that black bar? We simply just increase the scale of the shot. And the great thing is you're not increasing the scale too much so you don't get very much distortion. And I like to see right up until it gets to the edge here because we know that that edge is where it's going to be ending at. So let's go ahead and play through the shot and see how it goes. You notice it did a really great job stabilizing that shot. Doesn't even look like there was ever any movement. You can see the frame moving over here, but when you look at the shot, you don't have that same rotational feel. And if you look at the bridge passing through, it starts and ends at the same point. It doesn't have a jumping up and down movement or that rotational movement anymore. Did pretty good. Now I'm going to show you a faster, easier way than tracking the points. Let's go ahead and check that out. So we're going to go back over to our project window, create another comp with the same piece of footage, and with that layer highlighted, we're going to go to the Effects and Presets pane and search for the Warp Stabilizer. And you notice that as you search for it, it refines your searching and it'll bring this up really fast. Now, if you have this layer selected over here, you can just double click on Warp Stabilizer and it starts right up for you. It's going to analyze the background first, and then after it gets done initializing, it's going to start a percentage just like that and counting up the frames that are in your shot. This particular shot has 104 frames, as you'll notice. Yours might have more or less, and depending on how fast your computer is and how large your shot is, this might take a very long time or a very short amount of time. Like I said, it just kind of depends on a few things. Also, if you have a lot of movement in the background, this will take a little bit longer as well because it needs to analyze more of what's going on. As a side note, if you have radical left and right movement and up and down movement, this is probably not going to work. If there's too much movement in a shot, the computer just can't pick up on a point to read, and you're probably just going to have to reshoot in the long run. That goes for both of these methods. If there's too much radical left and right movement, up and down movement, if it feels like you're in a tornado, this just isn't going to work, unfortunately. Thanks for watching the tutorial, though. And you notice it goes into the stabilization process just after that, and now it's all finished. You get a similar effect where it kind of blows it up a little bit, and that's to, it does a very similar thing as setting the 2 tracking points, so that's why you kind of scale it up a little bit. And let's watch the bridge here as it passes through the shot, see how well warp stabilization did on stabilizing this shot. So as you can see, Warp Stabilizer did pretty much the exact same thing as the tracking points did. I personally like Warp Stabilizer a little bit more because it's faster and easier. Like I said, it doesn't always work, but 9 times out of 10 it will work. And try it out on your shot, give up about 10 minutes of your time and see if the Warp Stabilizer will work. It's a lot easier, it's a lot faster. So why set up the points if you don't have to? Anyways, that has been VideoFort.com tutorial. Keep coming back for more, guys. We'll keep making them. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with all our free tutorials and templates. And check out VideoFort.com. We've got some pretty sweet stock footage over there. Some of the best in the world. Alright, guys. Well, have a great day and come back for more. Later.